This podcast is a part of the WWII network.
Spit on me. This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com.
Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/RoyalWeCast.
They have over 180,000 different titles to choose from for your iPod,
iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. A book that we recommend is Born Standing Up by Mr. Steve Martin.
Yep.
Yep. Science, stamp it.
Boop.
I don't know anything about this.
All right.
I know nothing about this. I saw a picture, I saw a headline, and I think that's all you know about it too.
Okay.
Juggalo elephant escapes. And there was a picture, which I think was photoshopped. I don't think it was a real picture of an elephant.
Was this like The Onion or something?
You didn't see this?
I did, but I don't know if
I hope it wasn't The Onion.
I don't know. I don't think.
I don't think it was The Onion. Should I look into see? I'm going to look it up. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to see if it's The Onion.
Because if it is, it's not worth talking about. I mean,
Yeah,
they've already they've done it. But if it was a real Juggalo elephant that escaped from
Not the Onion here. Elephant's name is Tyke. That's all the information I'm going to get into. Oh, this is a way better headline than I read. Juggalo elephant escapes from dark carnival.
That's the one I read. The Dark Carnival.
The dark carnival.
I don't know a lot about Juggalos except that they've been legally declared a gang by the United States government.
How do you? Why? How do you become legally declared anything?
I think there has to be organization, and I don't know.
They're violent.
I think they get violent.
Do they do crimes?
They do crazy shit.
Crimes against humanity.
Probably, yeah. Crimes against music, for sure.
Wildlife.
Yeah. Crimes, yeah. They have something called a
The thing
Dark
is,
Carnival.
I know nothing about them. But I feel very comfortable in saying that I probably don't like them. You know, like, because I feel like for a lot of things and a lot of people, it's trendy to hate on things or hate on people.
Uh-huh.
You know? Like Justin Bieber gets a lot of flack.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Just the Biebs.
Which I don't think he deserves a lot of that.
Yeah. I mean, he does some fuckery type things.
I thought you were about to say fuckable things.
Fuckable things.
He does a lot of fuckable things. What I mean, but like Bill Burr put it as like, yeah, he's a young guy who has lots of money. Like if you gave me a lot of money when I was that age, yeah, he'd do a bunch of dumb stuff.
But
his content, we are not in that demographic. I don't fault him for being someone who owes music I don't enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah, I have nothing
against Justin Bieber.
I have nothing against Justin Bieber either.
Like,
yeah, I mean, he's doing his thing, whatever.
Right. But the Juggalos,
you always hear about them raising hell and like fucking with other people's lives. You know what I mean? So it's like that's different. If Justin Bieber was personally going around
fucking people's lives,
telling his fans to like purposefully go ape shit places and like do like a Trump rally.
It's called Faygo. What's the drink they drink?
Yeah, Faygo. It's the meatloaf of pops.
What?
It's the meatloaf of pop.
Well, I've heard that they all like throw them at people. No. Imagine you get a can of soda or beer or something just thrown at you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
If you didn't know it was coming?
It's worse that you got hit in the face. You got a busted nose because of a Faygo. That makes it all the more.
But what do you mean they tell people to mess with people? What does that mean?
They just they're known for hell raising. Just type in anything. We don't have to read the whole, but just type in the problem with Juggalos. See what comes up there. Okay. What we got?
I typed in the problem with.
Uh-huh.
What came up with was the problem with jeggings, which I think is jean. They're leggings that look like jeans.
Yeah, they're spandex jean lookalikes, knockoffs.
I mean, I'm a fan of most spandexes.
Stretchy pants.
Depends on the.
I don't see what the problem is
with jeggings.
Yeah, what's the problem with them?
Well, let's see what the problem with jeggings is. The problem.
They're dumb, but I mean, I don't see the problem. I mean, I guess just wear jeans though.
It's a YouTube video.
They make jeans tight enough already. Like you don't have to buy stretchy.
I see sometimes people. It's like, how did you get into those?
Yeah,
I don't get it. What am I doing?
Especially when it's hot. There've been times here, man, I've taken my pants off and it was too hot. I just didn't put them back on.
Yeah.
It was more trouble to put my pants on than just leaving them off. I'm like, I think putting these pants back on.
You're not telling me anything I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to that concept of just like when you come home from work, man, why are you even wearing pants?
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah. Put on my Tiger t-shirt.
Well, another one is what were we looking at? Oh, problem with Juggalos.
Problem with Juggalos.
Yeah. What are the other ones? The problem with Forever.
Forever? The perfume?
Oh, is it? Juggalos. Oh, I always forget the Juggalos are insane clown posse.
Yeah.
There's a blog called Juggalo Holocaust.
Insane clown posse.
89 things I learned at the gathering of the Juggalos. You ready?
Yep.
People who also ask, what does it mean when a Juggalo says whoop whoop? What does Fago mean in Spanish?
Oh, what does it mean?
Well, let's see what Google says. Fago Beverages Inc. is a soft drink company headquartered in Detroit.
It just means soda pop.
Doesn't mean anything in
Just the name, Fago.
Anyway, any night
Is that a Spanish pop?
No, Fago doesn't. Fago doesn't mean anything in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's totally normal to walk around with a bong and a 2-liter of Fago. You will not sleep in a bus full of Juggalos. I've said this before, and I kind of agree with this sentiment. Is I would like to go to a gathering
Just to see what it's all
just
about.
to like take it in, like it's like going to the zoo or something.
But I don't think you can. I think you'd have to go in incognito. You'd have to paint your face up and stuff. They just let non-jugs in.
How are they going to know we're not Juggalos? Are they going to ask us like, "What's your favorite song?"
Well, all you have to do is pick a. If someone asks me, I'm gonna say this is my favorite song, and then paint my face up and take some Fago and just go into the place.
I've always maintained, man, you're just face paint away from being a Juggalo.
Me?
Not so much now, but back when we were in college, you wear those like black armbands with like spikes and stuff. And
I never had spikes on my wristbands.
you had wristbands.
Yeah, I bet I never have spikes on them.
Okay, and you used to dye your hair black.
Yeah.
You were all black. I was laughing the other day because your laundry was hanging out there on the balcony, and it's all black.
It's still a lot of black. Yeah.
It's like, whose laundry is this? This is just all black.
Fucking Batman come out here and use our washing machine?
Yeah, none of these are really all that funny. It's just a bunch of... Apparently, Juggalos don't like Wi-Fi.
Why be against that? That right there turns me off to them. What do you mean they don't like Wi-Fi? How can you not like Wi-Fi?
It's a bunch of pictures that say, fuck Wi-Fi. It says, it's a bunch of Wi-Fi available here. It's all scribbled out. It says, fuck Wi-Fi. It's the gathering. Fuck Wi-Fi.
I don't understand that at all. It seems archaic.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't really get it either. I don't know anything about Juggalos, man. I know there was a girl in my video production class who was just like, she has her chatting, like, what kind of music are you into? And she told us in saying Clown Posse, and I always went, cool.
I've only listened to enough of them to know that I didn't enjoy it. So then I didn't listen anymore. You know what I mean? I've not really delved into it enough.
What kind of music are they?
Kind of like,
But
rap.
why do they have an elephant? And how did this
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Like, there's a bunch of people smoking weed and drinking Fago, and then nobody was watching the elephant. The elephant's like, fuck this, I'm out of this.
Do you think they
nonsense.
really put the makeup on it?
I bet they painted that elephant all up.
But you know what? I feel
Yeah.
bad because the picture of the elephant was actually pretty cool. The elephant did look kind of cool in Juggalo makeup.
Like a badass looking elephant. Yeah, because it probably looked like a war elephant, like from...
It was neat.
Yeah.
From
Swell.
from like a war elephant from Go On.
Oh, Lord of the Rings or whatever those things were.
I was curious where that was gonna go.
War, you know, your common everyday war elephant. USS War Elephant.
Apparently, the Juggalos don't like Black Eyed Peas.
Well, that's a lot of people.
I guess apparently they're...
I get, but that's funny that if you're in this group, these are the things that you don't, you know what I mean? What if you, would that keep you from being a Juggalo? If you're like, I like the Black Eyed Peas, I don't have a problem with them. You can't be a Juggalo. You gotta hate the Black Eyed Peas, and you gotta say, fuck Wi-Fi. And you also...
Dude, I could never give up on Wi-Fi. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere, man. So, you know, the other day, do you know the...
Fuck Juggalos.
Just fuck Juggalos. Just, we're out. The crowbar away from that topic. That's not going anywhere. We don't know anything enough about them to say anything. Like, they're a bunch of shitheads, it seems like. But I don't know enough either way. I mean...
I don't know.
I guess it's kind of cool that they're all together and they like each other. But
yeah, they're doing their thing, whatever, that's cool. But
yeah, I mean, don't abuse animals, though, or deface property.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, fuck Wi-Fi.
Fuck it. You know Grizzly Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I read it the other day about how he died.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to see how I can lay this out. Well, do you know how Grizzly Adams died? Now, first of all,
No.
I didn't know that Grizzly Adams was a real person.
I was going to say, I didn't know he was a real person. I thought he was an actor.
There's a man named Dan Haggerty
Yeah.
who played a fictional version of a man named Grizzly Adams.
But there was a real
which
Grizzly
was
Adams?
based on a dude named Grizzly, who was Grizzly Adams, who like hung out with bears and did like wildlife stuff.
His given name was Grizzly.
You know I don't know.
No, well,
I have none of the facts.
Don't worry about it. Don't even, I mean, who cares? In my mind, his name's going to be, his mom said, what are we going
his
to name
name was
him?
James Grizzly Adams. Like,
I got it. Like,
yeah, he was like,
Big Beef McGinty.
how do you get this determination? How do you get this title of? He was a famous California mountain man.
Huh.
Famous California mountain man.
How do you become...
Trainer of grizzly bears in the 12 to 1860. Dude only lived to be 38. Or no, math is hard. 48.
48. Well, he was fucking around with bears. So but how do you get the title of famous mountain man?
He was really good.
He was really good at mountain manning?
He was training grizzly bears. I mean,
he's training bears. I thought he was living in okay. So did he train them for Hollywood and stuff then? Maybe, was that with the big bear?
1800s?
Oh, in the 1800s. I thought you said 19 something. Yeah, I don't think Hollywood was the thing.
He used to do paintings. One of his paintings eventually became California's state flag.
Huh.
This guy is all over.
He must have just been a badass then. He was just living in the mountains, and every now and then he'd come into town.
Oh, he would train him for like circuses.
Okay, so
to ride bikes and stuff.
Yeah, well, the circus was the Hollywood of cowboy times. Before Hollywood was a thing, it was the circus, right?
Yeah, about P.T. Barnum, I guess.
Yeah, like vaudeville and circuses,
bears driving bikes and stuff.
Yeah, they put them on little tricycles. It takes it takes a lot of nerve to just go get a bear out of the woods and first of all keep it from eating you, and then convincing a giant bear to ride a unicycle. That's everything a bear is against.
I guess, but I mean, obviously you're going to supply it with food, and that's everything a bear is for.
Yeah.
A bear is just a machine for food.
A bear is a eating machine. They're pro-food. They're anti-unicycle.
I don't know that a bear is especially anti-unicycle.
But it's not that it's anti that.
It's against the establishment for sure.
Bears also said fuck Wi-Fi. But if a bear is riding, what I'm saying is, if you think of a unicycle is the antithesis of a bear. You know what I mean? If you think of two things, what is the polar opposite of a unicycle? Bear. What's the polar opposite of a bear? Unicycle. Those things can't be. A unicycle is more like, it would be more like a flamingo or a pogo stick. I need to work some things out of my mind, and then I'll come back to what I'm trying to say something, and I'm clearly not making my point.
I feel like there are things that are further apart than bears and unicycles.
Like what? Fish in a spaceship. Nope.
No, man.
No, actually, no. A fish.
Oh, a fish looks like spaceships, or spaceships look like fish.
No, I was just saying because the spaceships' purpose is to exist solely in the vacuum of space, and a fish is built to exist solely in the vacuum of the water. A spaceship has no purpose on the ground. A fish has no purpose on land.
Okay, so how can we make unicycles and bears both exist on land?
Right, but one is a machine.
And one is a unicycle.
One is a machine for food, and the other is
Okay. I'll concede you that point. But do you know how Grizzly Adams died? Now,
No.
When I read this, I thought it meant. I really thought this was Dan Haggerty, the actor who plays Grizzly Adams in the show from the 70s.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Is it real Grizzly Adams or Dan Haggerty?
Is Dan Haggerty even dead? I don't even know if Dan Haggerty is dead.
I don't know. I only found out who Dan Haggerty was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know enough about anything. We've been watching a lot of bad movie shows.
Yeah.
And then he's in a lot of those bad movies. He was one recently, I can't remember what it was, but he was hilariously bad. Was he in Elves?
He was in Elves.
Just a detective, and
He was a mall Santa detective who was trying to find...
Oh, that's right. And he's got a big grizzly beard. That's like his whole thing. They made him wear a fake beard over it.
Yeah. And he goes to the library and says, I remember when I was in college, there was this book on spells. And the lady's just like, yeah, it's down there.
Yeah, right.
The book on spells from... Anyway.
So, in 1855, Adams suffered head and neck trauma during a grizzly attack.
Okay, I could have guessed that.
Okay, but that was not what killed him.
Okay.
His scalp was dislodged, and he was left with a silver dollar-sized impression in his skull just above his forehead. Mm-hmm. Okay?
What year was this?
1855.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Well, he was kind of fucked.
Yeah, I mean,
medicine then,
his scalp was dislodged. I mean, I don't imagine.
I guess it means it was torn. His skin on the top of his head, his scalp was peeled back.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like the bear sliced it and you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I don't know exactly where it's anchored.
I have no desire to work with an animal that can do that.
So, this isn't what killed him, though. He had a bunch of pets. He had a bunch of grizzly pets, and he would wrestle with them for, as a part of the show, whatever. But when he did that, one of his most delinquent grizzly bears named General Fremont.
General Fremont, the most delinquent of bears.
The most grizzly of his grizzly bears. He struck Adams in the head and reopened the wound. Okay, and then because he's Grizzly Adams, he was doing a bunch of stuff, and it continuously was injured. And eventually, it left his brain tissue exposed.
What?
It kept getting injured, and then I guess it wore away the skull, and it left his brain tissue exposed. The damage was further exacerbated while Adams was on tour with a circus in New England during the summer of 1860. That's 5 years later.
Okay, so this guy's going around with his brain outside of his head.
And just doing circus stuff. He's got an open brain wound wound with dealing with circus troupe.
Open brain wound. Yeah.
During the summer of 1860, when a monkey he was attempting to train purportedly bit into the wound.
So he got bit in the brain by a monkey.
After more than 4 months, complication from the injury led to Adams' inability to continue the show. He died of meningitis just 5 days after arriving home to his wife and daughter.
Wow. So how'd the show go, honey? Oh my God.
He was wrestling with a bear and he got his head sliced open and he kept slicing it open until a monkey bit him on the brain and he died.
I mean, if you're going to go, how many people died in the 1800s and we remember that guy because you're like, what? Who's the guy that got his brain bit by the monkey? Oh, Grizzly Adams.
Oh, dude, millions of people died in the 1800s. The Civil War was 1800s.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you don't remember a lot of them dying. I don't remember any of them dying personally.
No.
But you never read about famous, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the same shit today.
Civil War's 1800s?
Huh?
1776 was Revolutionary War.
Right.
It's gotta be around there.
We don't know shit. Yeah, 18. There was the War of 1812.
That's between France?
Yeah, I don't think we had anything to do with that one.
Should we start a history podcast?
I think that's what we're doing right now. Might as well be.
Well, we both just looked way up and just went to take sips of our beer.
I don't think. I mean, it would be about World War II. I know a lot about World War II.
What year was that? What year did it start?
19. I don't know as much as I thought. 42, right?
Should I look it up?
Or maybe that's when we got into the war.
I don't know.
It's 1938.
All right, man. I'm gonna look it up. World War II. World War II timeline. Here we go. Apparently, I mean, the earliest part of this timeline is 1939. Well, okay. 1918. World War I ends with German defeat.
Yeah.
Then there's a bunch of stuff that happens. Hitler does something at a beer hall.
I thought something got started in 1938, and then maybe that's when something started, but the war may not have started till 39. Is 42 when we got into the war?
Bunch of stuff. So each of these years is like one thing, and then like 33, a bunch of stuff. There's like 10 things. Germany quits the League of Nations. Nazis start burning books. Nazis boycott a Jewish home. Like shit's a brewing, right?
Yeah. So they started their fuckery right around then.
So then 1934, Adolf Hitler becomes the Führer of Germany. Do they still have Führers?
I don't think so. No.
Führer. So then, a lot of this stuff is going on. Olympic Games, 1936. Nazis takes Czechoslovakia, 1939. I mean, like, war stuff is happening. But when does it say, like, is there a part where it's like, World War II, is it?
It's official.
I mean...
Go get 'em, boys!
No, yeah, 1942, no, that's like in the middle of it, because Germans... What are we doing, man?
I don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just reading facts about World War II. How did we get there? I have no idea how we got there.
We're talking about Grizzly Adams.
We're talking about Grizzly Adams.
And we started talking about the Civil War. Anyway, that's how Grizzly Adams died.
Yeah, what the hell?
I mean, I have no idea how I don't know how John Haggerty died. Nothing to say again.
There was something we were talking about last night, and he said put it in the note.
Shit transplants.
Yep.
Apparently, something can happen where I guess you wipe out all of the germs in your intestines.
Yeah,
and it causes complications. Because then you don't have that stuff eating stuff.
It's something to do with you can't really absorb nutrients properly and stuff like that because the bacteria and they like if it's completely.
Well, I made a hand gesture and you said yeah.
Yeah, you made like a wiggly squiggly.
That meant to break it down. See, I started with a big gesture. I got smaller and smaller.
Okay.
Did you understand that?
No. I mean, I knew what you were talking about. Something about I thought you were just doing a little hand gesture. Anyway, they put other people's poop in you.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It gets it started again, I guess.
How do they do it? Do they go in like a reverse enema and go way up?
I hope they don't just pipe it in.
Well, you're not eating it. And I don't think, do they surgically implant it?
That seems like open?
That seems like a whole slew of problems.
You think they're just going to stick a poop tube and up your poop tube?
I think they're just putting the poop tube up your poop chute and snaking it up to wherever it needs to be.
Snaking it up.
And then they just start slowly pulling it out like a fucking caulk gun. And
like a cake icer.
Yeah, and they just slowly pull it out, and it's just leaving some poop in there as it goes, and then you're good. That makes more sense to me. I mean, it's what they do with a colonoscopy. They put you, they put you to sleep, and then they go up in there and look around with tubes, and they go all the way through your intestine. I don't know why they.
Why do you have to be asleep?
Because it's probably terribly uncomfortable.
Oh, having a camera up in there.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be awake for it. Yeah, because I read that. On somewhere because I thought, well, here's something I'm going to look into. Yeah. But it said, make money selling your poo. And I was like, I make a lot of poo. Well, let me see how you do that. But you have to live within certain places. You have to hand deliver it because it's
how often?
I think like once a week, a couple times a week. You go drop off your poop, and I think a couple times a week.
How often do they need it though? How many people are getting this procedure done?
I don't know. I mean, I guess enough where they're paying people, but it's not. You have to go through like a selection process. It's not like just any old Joe. I guess they make sure the person's healthy and they have a healthy diet. Like you can't fucking eat pizza and KFC all the time, and you got
fried chicken.
Yeah, if they want like I guess healthy people with healthy diets, and they do all kinds of blood work. I mean, it's a whole process, screening process, and then if you make it, then they give you those things and they teach you how to do it. And you go home and you poop. I guess you poop into some sort of.
They teach you how to do it. Teach you how to do what?
Poop.
Poop into a bag.
Poop into a bag. I pooped into a bag as a grown man. I pooped into a bag not 2 years ago. I've told this story. I think I'm one of the old.
On the podcast.
I thought so.
Oh, maybe even like the second podcast ever.
Maybe.
You may have told that like immediately.
May have. It's probably when it just happened. But yeah, no, I was, a lid from a hairspray can fell into my toilet and I flushed it without realizing it. And it lodged it up. I wasn't sure. I didn't figure out what, I just thought the toilet stopped up and I was like, oh man. I was like, what the hell? And I kept trying to plunge it and nothing would happen. I was like, what is going on? Like it wouldn't. And then I completely forgot about it and I went somewhere and came back. We went out or something, if I remember, because we'd had some drinks, and I came back. We were drinking at the house, and then everybody...
What's the time span between this happening and then where you are now in the story? So it fell on the toilet?
Just the same day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just later that day. This happened in the morning before I went to work. Then immediately from work, a bunch of us went out on, it was like Friday night or something, and I'd forgotten about it over the course of the day. And then I was like, oh shit, because I had to go to work. I was like, I have to deal with this tonight. Then I get home, and we'd been out drinking, and then we drank some more at the house, and everybody left. I went in, it was like 2:30 in the morning.
And no one had to use the bathroom the entire time you guys were drinking?
They were just there for a little bit, maybe half an hour or something. Like we'd been out before that, and they kind of stopped by just to drop me off, but they hung around for a few minutes, and everybody left. And then it hit me, I was like, oh man, because like it hit me, I had to burl. And I came in there, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, this toilet won't flush. I don't know what to do. And I was like, the only thing I could think to do right then was like, it hit me, like I had to go. And the only thing I'd do was like, I can drive to somewhere that's like open all night, like a convenience store or Walmart or something.
But you were drunk.
I was drunk, and I was like, I don't want to risk it. So I didn't know what to do. So I just grabbed a plastic bag, and I realized as I was doing it, I'm like, this is insane. And I just squatted down in my bathroom and shit into a bag. And then I closed it up, took it down, and threw it in the garbage. And I'm sure the garbage man was like, God damn it. Like, who put a bag of man shit?
Do you think he was able to determine that it was man shit?
I don't know. It was a hefty burl. It was an all day long. I hadn't burled.
After drinking
we went out to eat and then drank. And
how did you eventually get the hairspray cap out of the
toilet? I had to call my landlord, and they sent somebody over, and they brought some kind of snake over thing and like tried to get it, and they figured that's what it was, and they were able to pry it out of there.
And it was just popped out?
They came out and fixed it. It was just a hairspray lid, and it just perfectly lodged.
Oh shit!
Into you just barely couldn't see it, and I guess they came over and drained the water. I don't know what they did. I was at work when they came over, but they told me that's what it was the hair. And I was like, okay.
Why do you have hairspray? You use hairspray?
I have.
Why?
I used to. My hair was shorter.
To keep it
styled.
Huh.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble that got you into.
Yeah, so I don't use it anymore. Stop your toilets up.
That sounds like a story your grandfather would tell you. Yeah, I was using hairspray all the time until one day it stopped my toilet up, and I tell you what.
Use that old hairspray.
Tell you what, you stop that toilet up and get you in trouble. What I'm going to do, you got to use a burl to take a shit in your floor in a bag.
You have to take a shit, yep.
Next thing you know, you're using hairspray, you're taking shits in a bag. Grandpa, what?
That's actually a story I'll probably tell one day. Not that I'll have grandkids.
You think you're going to tell your grandkids about the time you shat in a bag?
If I had grandkids, what the hell are you going to talk to a grandkid about? That's exactly what I would tell them.
I have never once told my children that I teach anything about shitting.
Yeah, but they're not your kids.
But I mean, you're gonna tell my grandparents never really.
Dude, if I have access to children that are of my bloodline, and it's like, oh, that's my grandkid, and I'm an old man. What else are you going to tell them? That's the stuff they want to hear. That and tell them about how Grizzly Adams died.
How are you going to tell the story?
I would tell it like an old man. I'd basically how you just.
All right, here we go. We're gonna do an act out. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call your grandpa?
Grandpa.
You just call him Grandpa?
Yeah, Papa or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just call you Papa Nate?
Papa Nate.
Well, people don't really call him Papa than their first name. Like, I call my grandfather, I got Pepe, which is French, and then Vavu, which is Portuguese.
Uh-huh. They're Portuguese, right?
Pepe and Vavu. Mm. Papa, I just call you Papa. Papa, it's so nice to hang out with you and swim in your pool.
Yeah, don't eat in it.
Don't eat in the pool?
Don't eat in the pool.
Why?
Drowned.
I'll drown in the pool.
Yep, it'll clog up the... You don't eat in the pool, because you drop a chicken leg in the pool, it attracts grapefruit flies. And they get in there and clog up. They'll bite you and sting you, and then they'll clog up the filter. I'm too old to mess with that shit.
How will I drown?
I'll drown you in it.
For messing up the filter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my little kid voice is hard to do.
Why don't you go play and leave me alone? I'm going to be a crotchety old shit.
Papa, tell me a story.
Never use hairspray.
Okay.
Don't want to know why?
No, dude. Dude, they will get tired of your shit immediately. All right, Grandpa. All right, Papa, Nate.
If you use hairspray, what's going to happen is it's going to stop up your toilet.
You get way more south in the future.
Way more south. You just get the older you get, the souther you get.
The southerner.
Southern hail. And then you knock off next thing you know, you're using that old hairspray and you're knocking it off and the lid goes in your toilet. Don't use hairspray, you'll be shitting in bags before the night's over.
Don't you shit in bags, Grandpa?
Yeah, but that's because I ain't got a butthole anymore because of the war of 2028. Lost my asshole in the war.
Ow.
Alligators. That's the only thing that came to my mind. Grandpa lost his asshole in the war of 2028 to alligators.
I'm so glad you picked the date in the future. When you said 20, I was like, 28 what?
Lost my asshole in the war 1812. How old are you?
So
160, man. They
what is this war about that there's alligators involved?
It's Florida secedes from the United States.
And genetics gets into a whole...
Yeah.
They start crossbreeding animals.
Somebody spilt stem cells into the Everglades. And they came out with just giant racist alligators.
Who are immune to bullets. But you see that Japan just recently okayed messing around with fertilized human eggs.
I'm all for it, man. Let's get it going.
Do you remember the other day we were talking about human eggs for... I don't know why. And do you remember how big I thought they were?
Yeah, you thought a human egg was like the size of a chicken egg.
I thought a human egg was maybe the size of a golf ball.
Lord. Yeah.
But I thought it was all interior.
It is interior. But that's what I was saying. Like, and I counter that was like, have you ever seen the picture of the sperm going into the egg?
It's bigger than the sperm.
It's bigger than the sperm, but a sperm is, you can't see, they're microscopic. You're thinking like just a big old worm come out of your donker. Blorp.
I got one good one.
It would be terribly, terribly off-putting. It's one big wiggle coming out.
Just watch it die.
Just like a tadpole. Oh, that would add a whole new meaning to this.
Gasping for breath.
Oh, God. Just like a tadpole out of water.
Dude, I really honestly never even considered the idea of how big it was. I just assumed it was pretty big.
Yeah.
The egg, anyway. They say aren't girls just full of eggs?
No. They...
Like, they only have a limited amount. Aren't they like the insides and then like lined up with like eggs ready to go?
They're not like a snail or something. They've got... They make one. They produce what an egg forms, and that's what it does over the cycle of the month. It's the whole cycle of that egg being formed.
Where does it start? It's got to come from something.
The ovaries, I believe.
What's inside the ovaries? A bunch of eggs.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that one forms in there. They can form like two, I think.
You know.
And one.
Have you seen the promos for season 6 of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You know all the faces in the walls?
Yeah.
That's inside of a woman is that, except it's eggs.
It'd be fun if they were just actually faces.
Babies.
And then when they come out, that's what face the baby
That's the baby,
gets.
yeah, inside.
No, I'm pretty sure they form, and over the course of the month...
Then why do women only have so many eggs?
Because later in life, their hormones change.
But can't they count how many eggs they have?
I don't think. No. Like, they can go to the doctor and be like, oh, you only got 30 more eggs in you, but if you want to have a baby, you better make one of those count. No, they just stop producing when a woman goes through menopause, I believe it's when it happens, and they stop producing eggs.
I don't know, man. I think they got, like, little ones that get big every month. Like, one gets chosen and gets, like, it gets big. It turns golf ball sized.
Yeah, I mean, they are bigger than sperm, but I think that like a human egg is about the size of the end of a pin or something. Like I think they might be slightly visible to the naked eye if you put them against something, but I mean, they're they're like a grain of sand big.
How come all that blood comes out of there then? There's so much, all that blood is inside that little thing?
It doesn't come out of the egg. I think it's part of the body flushing the egg, and it's that and something else, some sort of lining or something.
Every woman who's listening to this podcast
is like, these guys are...
No. They're probably like, Nate's got an idea of what's going on. That Sam guy. His poor girlfriend.
Women come out of coconuts, right? When a coconut cracks open, a woman crawls out.
And they're just full of eggs from the day one.
They're full of golf ball size eggs, and then they find a moist, shadowy rock and apply the eggs to the bottom, and then a guy comes.
Well, I thought that's why women are always cold.
Oh my God, I don't even know what that means. What do you mean? What do you mean they're always cold? I've never known women to always
be cold. Willingly obtuse now.
Okay. It's like, that's a thing?
That's why I can't drive. They're just full of eggs.
Oh, God. Oh.
We should have our own planet Earth, man.
What do you mean?
We were just like, imagine if over footage of like ovaries in action, which,
Ovaries in action. Worst porn title ever. Ovaries in Action 6.
I just mean like one of those like footage. It's like a pink screen.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're
like
talking
organs
about.
like pulsing and like cells moving around.
What's that to do with us owning our own Earth? How do we own Earth and it has a pink screen and people are pumping out neon eggs and pumpkins?
I'm saying we should have our own series of Planet Earth.
Oh, I thought you meant we needed our own planet. I was like, well, how the fuck? I'm up for it if you know how to get one. Oh. You said we should have our own Planet Earth, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I meant, oh shit, Planet Earth. Yeah,
the show Planet Earth.
I meant the show Planet Earth.
Okay, I'm with you now. Dude, my brain was just pushing against the back of my skull. Like, I don't know what's happening. What's he talking about? What are we talking about?
And so, like, over the course of that, like, they talk about it.
And we get Attenborough to do it.
Well, no, it's you. You're, I think, the voice of reason in this instance.
No.
So it's you explaining, like, well, this happens. I'm like, well, hold on. I thought it was just full of eggs. And then it shows an animation of a woman, like, and she's just full of eggs, like, and you're like, no, fuck you, no. Mm-hmm. And you just show there's a pen and there's like a little ballpoint pen. Like, that's how big an egg is. Like, where's all the blood? And it crashes open. And you're like, no, god damn it. What are you talking about?
That would be funny.
Pop all night. Why is there so much blood?
It's all the sin coming out of them.
You get real religious after this war.
I'm really 2028. I'm really Southern and I'm really religious.
You lose your butthole and go straight to Jesus.
They told me to be waiting for me in heaven.
With a brand new butthole.
Yeah. Going to go to be with the Lord and get my brand new butthole.
What were we talking about?
Let's backtrack. Eggs?
Let me ask you something.
Oh, we're talking about poop transplants.
We learned something about each other the other day. I don't even think you realized. I don't think you even logged it as an important discovery, but I did. I was thinking about it today when I was at school. You were telling me the other day that when you go to the bathroom, when you take a piss, you go over the mountains.
Over the mountains?
But I go through the woods.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I go up and over.
Well, are you serious?
Yeah.
I only have
usually. Well, if I have I peed before we started this, and I actually didn't because
you went through the woods.
I actually went through the woods but it's just because the boxers that I have on it's a wide open woods.
Getting to the facts. This is what the ladies want to know.
So it was easier to just go through the woods, but a lot of times it's just easier to just bring it out up and over.
I don't even understand that, man. I've gone up and over. I've gone over the mountains maybe 4 times my whole life.
And if I have like at night, like when I have like my sleeping breeches on, that's always
you put sleep pants on?
Not pants, shorts.
You don't just sleep completely nude. You're up in your own world.
I just sleep in shorts. Huh. No, because I have to come out sometimes, and sometimes like
just put a hole. That's why we bought robes, man.
I need one of those robes. See I need one of those robes. But shit, I should have looked for one of those today when we were out.
No, you can't get them there, man. I've tried so hard to find a robe.
I know, and I'm big, so I mean, I'm going to have to go somewhere.
I got that big one. That big one probably fits you.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's way too fucking hot, though.
Well, I just want it to, like, the same way, like, after you take a shower, and I just go from there up to my room. It's way easier to just throw that robe on and go than try to put those, because it gets so steamy in there, and it's so hot here, you never get completely dry. You're always some level of moist, so it's hard to, like, put all your clothes on in there, because it's so fucking hot. So it'd be easier to do that than go up. Anyway.
This podcast has been a roller coaster ride of, like, the super esoteric topic to nonsense esoteric topic.
Yeah.
Dude, what I have pulled up my screen right now is a timeline of World War II.
That's just sitting there.
Just sitting here. Just a timeline of World War II.
Well, I did that one night. I don't remember. It was one of those times when I stayed up super late, like for 2 days or something. And I guess I'd been messing around my computer, and then I finally fell asleep or whatever. And we got up like 24 hours later. I went back there and turned it on. And the thing, I have no memory of looking at this. The thing that was up on my screen when my computer woke up was me. I Googled, how tall is Tom Cruise? And then apparently I was like, that's good to know. I can sleep now. And then I just went to bed.
Well,
It was just him standing there smiling. It says, Tom Cruise is...
Is there a way I can just look at my Google search history?
Yeah, just go to history. I think you... There's probably some oddball stuff.
Is there a way I can just look? Oh, if I type in a letter, it tells me. Well, what came right up was Skulls Unlimited. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, Madison Square Garden tickets, Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser came out.
Why are you Googling Brendan Fraser? I forgot he was even a person.
Really?
What's he doing now? What's Brendan Fraser
He
doing?
lost a lot of his hair and gained a lot of weight.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. It seemed like he was already old enough. He should have already lost his hair. How late can you lose hair? Can our hair still fall out? We're too old to lose our hair now, right?
We are? No, we could lose our hair now, yeah.
Man, that's shitty. I thought that kicked in when you were like younger. You started losing it. That would suck.